folks, we're in the Cask craft beer bottle shop in Perth, and when we said we were coming to Perth, there was one person that everybody told us about, all the ladies and gentlemen, every single person. Number one on the list was this man. He's a bit of a local legend round here, and it's Danny. How you doing, Danny? You okay?
Not bad.
Good to meet you. I have to say initially, Danny, I'm just going to talk, I'm just going to show the viewers the rest of the shop here. You've got stunning fridges everywhere here. Maybe get a wee look round the back. You've got a great seating area. And I suppose the first question is, how did this place start for you? Can you just tell us how you started and a wee bit about the craft beer bottle shop?
So it started near on 4 years ago now, just with a lack of decent beer available in Perth. Driving trucks for 10-15 years, and yeah, just wanted a career change, and then just out of the love of beer, started the place.
Good stuff. Now, I have to say you've got a stunning selection. We're having a wee bit of the New Barnes table beer here just now, just to kick us off. 3% viewers, always drink responsibly. Less said about the barley wine on the way up. But would you like to tell us about some of the brewers you've spoken from, maybe from a local point of view? What kind of local guys do you like here, Danny?
So we've got Sandy from 2 towns down. He's been gypsy brewing about for a while. He's got his own premise now in Perth. You've got the boys who Wasted Degrees up at Blair.
Big shout out to the... how are we going to get that home, Danny? Big shout out to the guys
I've got
there.
tote bags available for you if you
Good
want
man, good man.
Take some home in there.
Good man. And do you have these guys, can I just ask you about, is it Sandy's establishment? Is it a pub he's got? Is it a brewery?
No, it's a brewery. It's just a unit down by the harbour.
Brilliant.
Down by the harbour. He's just started, let's see, he was gypsy brewing 71, camper van as well.
I have to say as well, you've obviously got, is this a cask tap here?
There's a Cask tap.
Have you got, is that on just now?
Nothing on at the minute. The footfall's it's not coming in the minute.
Yeah.
So it's
Understood. I love the, you have got the kegs here though.
Always do 4 lines on, so always try to do something small, IPA wise, something big-ish, normally a double, but we've got the Southern Hemisphere, something sour, and something dark.
And I know you've got a keg of the new Iron Brew from Vault City there.
Keg through the back there, aye.
Well, it would be a bit of a cliche, wouldn't it, if I walked out here and started drinking some ginger, wouldn't it? Is there any other breweries, you know, maybe that you've not mentioned there, and I'm talking now maybe UK, even worldwide, that are kind of close to you, or you want to maybe a wee shout out to?
I love Paulie's Brew. For the very start, I'm a bit of a hophead when it comes to beers, and I just love their beers. Rivington as well, it's a new brewery sort of kicking about the past year or so. And then obviously you can't beat your Overtone and Vault for Scotland.
I'm really glad you said Rivington. I've yet to have a bad beer from Rivington. Yeah.
Superb, every beer.
They're absolutely stunning. If you're okay, what I'm going to quickly do, just for the viewers, I know other channels do this, but we're going to get involved as well. I'm actually just going to get a wee film of the fridges, if that's okay. I might even do some commentary. I don't even know if you want to come over. You can maybe talk through. Listen, let's just start with a big bottle fridge. I can see you've got some nice lambics here. Yes, I like that up. There's nothing better than one of them, is there, first thing in the morning?
Exactly, aye.
Wee kick-off, wee radler. Just going to get through them all here. Nice German stuff here.
It's just sort of foreign beers, German, Belgian, some sharing bottles, some bitters in there as well.
Oh, so you've got the old simple things in there.
Aye.
Tempest, can't you beat it? That's a lovely looking fridge there. The Overtone, they just really are a staple in there these days. Absolutely loving the Overtone.
I just banged it 3 new beers a week or so.
Yeah, absolute belters. Oh, I see you've got some nice apocal down the bottom as well.
Yeah.
Loving that. Can I just ask you as well, obviously I've noticed this brewery has been cropping up recently.
So they're based in Liverpool now, and I think I was reading that, I think it was one of the boys that started Neon Raptor, and they've just kind of went separate ways, and this boy started that up.
Yeah, they're interesting, they're getting a lot of good publicity in you. As you say, there's the old, is it Blair Athol?
Blair Athol there from basically.
Brilliant, brilliant. Again, we'll definitely be reviewing them on the show. Obviously we've got your brew tune as well.
Yeah, so they've just released a whole Imperial Stouts there in the next fridge up there.
Oh wow, oh wow. If it wasn't at 12 o'clock, I'd be maybe opening one of them. Obviously off camera, Danny, we might sample that. So yeah, you've got some love it Almasty, love a bit of Almasty as well.
Yeah, no, we had that green, I love that green.
Shindigger, some nice big bottles down there again from the, I'll tell you something, I really like these guys' branding.
The Wasted Degrees.
Aye, very understated and it's cracking, love the logo as well.
So like I said, they went to university, got the degrees, and then they used them. Hence,
Wow.
Wasted Degrees.
Wasted Degrees, there we go. You just assume it's temperature related, don't you? So you've got the Shindigger, more overtone as well. Tempest, Legends. Oh, the Lost in Leaf.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. Oh, and we had a wee chat off camera there, didn't we? About the Legend. Now, Chris, if you're watching this, get on this show, Chris. Talk to us about Milo the Crusher. I've noticed you've got the fierce beer mats everywhere.
Yeah, they chucked in a whole load when I got the kegs in for them.
Good.
Ham's a good lad, the salesman, I think he's away now.
Good. Love the coconut VBM. Had that a couple of weeks ago. Oh, you've got a wee bit of Pojala as well.
That's a rye porter.
Wow, wow. I think you're getting the gist of this. This is a fantastic selection. What I'm liking as well is we'll hear just as Donny's opened. But what I'm actually loving is you can see there is gaps on the shelves. That's because actually people are coming here and buying this stuff. Oh, I've just noticed you've got a hot sauce. Hot sauce shelf.
Do a few hot sauces.
Fantastic. If I'd have known that, we could have got the spicy wings out, couldn't we? We could have tried it. Stunning. I think you'll agree, viewers, but this is a fantastic selection. You get a wee bit of merchandise as well.
A wee bit of merch, a t-shirt action going on, some tote bags.
Fantastic. I'll just zoom in there. $5.99, $9.99 for a t-shirt. That is a good price. I have to say, I'm going to save the best to last, and I hope obviously the beers are fantastic. But the best thing about this place, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Donny, is if you follow us through, viewers, look at this. We have got an absolutely amazing seating area. Got friends of the show today. We've got Alex and what's your name? Graham. It's Graham. No, top lads. Cheers for coming through. But yeah, it's kind of, we commented, it's kind of like your living room. Can you just talk us a wee bit about this can wall up here, Donny?
Yeah, we went through that during lockdown.
Wow.
A few boys, a few of the locals have chucked a few cans in, but predominantly, like 500-600 cans there.
Wow.
During lockdown.
So I like how a few of the locals chucked it in, so it wasn't just you that tanned all these.
No, just me, aye. Me and the missus. She likes a beer. So.
Brilliant, fantastic. So yeah, that's the wee tour done. Donny, thanks a lot for putting up with us today, and thanks a lot for talking to us on camera. And I think it's good now, I think it's about time that we maybe get a wee beer. So Donny, thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers.
We're in the back of Craft Beer Bottle Shop in Perth. We're in the company of the lovely Alex. Alright, Alex? And also Graham. Thanks for coming through for the Sesh, lads. It was my birthday, so Graham has kindly brought this from his Cantillon stand. It's a 50 degree north, 4 degree east Brasserie Cantillon. So Graham, I know you're a bit of an aficionado, but this I have to say, it's an absolute stunner. And I think you're having to washing it down with your wee New Balance table beer, I noticed there.
Nice wee lager to go with it, with
Yep.
side beer.
Yep. Can you tell us a wee bit about this bottle, and if you want to even smell it and taste it, you're more than welcome to do that as well, and maybe share your knowledge with the
It's
viewers.
the first time I've had this one, but it's I think it's just a blend of 2 different years of the Cantillon Lambic. I think this one has been put onto cognac barrels for a couple of years. It's one of the things that Cantillon do, just like the blend sitting in one barrels for a few different years. One of my favourite breweries, and see when you get it direct from the brewery, such a reasonable price as well, whereas people just spend so much cash trying to buy them. I've just got so lucky that any time there's a special occasion like Bilko's birthday, bring out a wee bottle,
Brilliant.
writing about it.
Just tell us a wee bit about the taste, if that's alright, mate.
It's a difficult one because it's just a really nice dry lambic for me. I'm not getting much of the barrel age off it at all, but just the Cantillon, anything they do is so just sound quality that you know you're always going to have a good beer Unless they do something stupid with it, like some of the other ones that have done certain berries and things. But with that, just 2 nice lambics put into a barrel.
Brilliant, mate.
It's always going to be beautiful.
Top man. Listen, thanks a lot for sharing that.
And happy birthday to you.
No worries. Alex, what's your opinion on it?
I'm not really sure. It's really nice.
So, viewers, we've got a special guest here on the podcast in the Perth pub crawl. He's a bit of a local legend, I suppose. He's got a fantastic Facebook community. It's the one and only Greig Mason. Thanks for agreeing to chat, Greig.
Very welcome, Billy. It's an absolute honour. Been looking forward to it for quite a long time.
Good stuff. Now, Greig, I'm just going to sort of jump right in. We were having a wee chat off camera there, and you were about to tell me, because I know obviously what you do, but I was saying it's really, really good. But for viewers that maybe don't know you, can you tell us a wee bit about the legendary Facebook Friday Night Beer Club?
The legendary Friday Night Beer Club, yes. It's the Greig's Beer Burps Friday Night Beer Club, and it was born out of, I don't know, it was born out of, for me, I think a bit about wanting to do something with the community. So, Beer Burps must have started in about June 2015, just after I ran the Edinburgh Marathon. Had to get that in there. And at the end...
Sorry, what time? What time did you do?
It was 4:35, 4 hours 35, which I thought was absolutely, it wasn't too bad. I got to about 23 miles and I thought I can't run anymore, so I ended up walking the last couple of miles, but 26 miles is a long way. So about the end of 2015, started off and I thought, what can I do on a Friday night? How can I kind of tie a few more people into the page? Because it was very new at that point and just kind of in its sort of early shoots. So I thought up the Friday Night Beer Club, and at that point it wasn't called the Friday Night Beer Club. It was just a bit about, you know, how's everybody doing, what's everybody having, you know, let's post a few beers, let's have a bit of a blether, and let's just see what happens. And it kind of took off, and there was a few people kind of pinged in, a few people obviously that hadn't, you know, been there before, which was nice. And then probably at around, I don't know, the middle of 2016, I just came up with the name Friday Night Beer Club. And bless, I always say this to people, my long-suffering wife, who is well known as Mrs. Burps, who will be joining us later today, every Friday night was just taken up with Friday Night Beer Club. And bless her, until probably the end of 2019, almost every single Friday night was just me on Facebook, chatting to the community, and it just grew. It grew and grew and grew, and it started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I think it really, really started to take off probably during lockdown, and obviously there were people that were, everybody was in, and again for me it was how can I reach people, how can I, you know, keep this community going while we all can't see each other. So it really kind of boomed during the first lockdown, and I was getting, you know, probably of an evening, I don't know, about maybe 300 comments, so, you know, in the same thread. So literally, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 people all coming on board, sharing beers, chatting away to each other, and just sharing what they were drinking. And then I unfortunately had a bit of an accident in sort of August 2020, kind of serious head injury. And I was off the scene for about 5 months. And I suppose for me, I was kind of thinking, God, what's it going to be like when I come back? And is my community big enough? And have I surrounded my people with, you know, myself with like-minded people? But sure enough, when I kind of advertised I was kind of coming back in December of 2020, it was the biggest Friday Night Beer Club I've ever had. And I think it had about 200 and odd likes and loves. It had about 400 comments that night. And since then, it's just kind of gone from strength to strength. So I made the decision, probably the start of 2020, that I wasn't going to have a beer club every Friday night, because my wee ones are grown up. And as I say, the long-suffering Mrs. Burps is needs me sometimes on a Friday night too.
Yeah.
So I kind of made the decision then to have one maybe every couple of months, and it's worked out really well since then. So I had one just before Christmas there, and it went down really well. And I think the great thing is that I've managed to kind of build a community of beer drinkers who just want to come along, have a bit of banter, have a laugh. And I think the great thing for me is that I don't really care what people are drinking. I set Beer Burps up as a predominantly sort of craft beer site, I suppose, but if somebody comes along and they're drinking a Guinness, or they're drinking a supermarket beer, or whatever it is, that's the important thing for me. And it is about community, and it's just about connecting with, as I say, like-minded folk, new folk, welcoming them in, making them feel welcome. Because I think that there are some forums that you go on online and it's, oh, you're drinking out of dirty glass, or oh, that's a crap beer, or oh, you can't post that here because it's a supermarket beer. And I often think to myself, God, these are people that are coming on and they're posting for the first time and people are just shooting them down.
Yeah.
Whereas I always make a big deal when somebody comes on board for the first time. It's, how you doing? Welcome on board. Great to have you on board. You're very welcome. And as I say, it doesn't matter what they're drinking. So that for me is the key, and that's what's done me in good stead. And I was actually sitting thinking the other day, and I'm coming up for 7 years with the Beer Burps now. And it's just mad to think that I've been going for that long, but the community that we've built together is a really sort of small but strong one, and we're always there for each other, and that's the nice thing. Just you reach out, and it's kind words, and it's banter, and it's just really nice.
That is, I just love talking to you there, Greg. Your enthusiasm shines through, and the reason I'm here today is because of how nice you were to me online, your initial dealings with, you reached out to his friend request. Obviously we're going to link to Greg and his club throughout this, and I would urge you to get involved. I love the ethos, and you're absolutely right. If somebody was drinking a supermarket beer or a dirty glass, would you honestly, would they be shot down if they walked into the pub? The answer is no. So Greg has completely created this community now. I don't think you can say more to that, but what I do want to ask, and by the way, Greg, I'm drinking a wee Wasted Degrees here.
Yep. Connell, this one's for you if you're watching. Alright.
Anyway, I love that. So ties in nicely. I would just like you to tell us about maybe some of the local guys, and feel free to talk about Wasted Degrees that you rate round about this kind of area.
I mean, Wasted Degrees, whenever I come into Danny's, generally the Wasted Degrees will have a few beers in. And we started off today with a 750ml sharing bottle of the new Galaxy IPA, which was absolutely fantastic. And one of the things that I love about Wasted Degrees is that, they're consistently good. So you never ever get a beer that you think, God, that's awful. They brew, not necessarily traditional styles, but they're never kind of way out there that you're thinking, oh my God, what am I drinking? So I really rate them. I think they're a great brewer. Holy Goat, obviously, who are up in Dundee, are just fantastic. I mean, I took me a while during Beer Burps to kind of start getting into sours and start getting into lambics and all that type of stuff. But now, that I'm kind of there, I just think they're fantastic. They're really, really great brewers, doing great stuff. And I had one last night, which was their honey bucket, and it was absolutely fantastic. I've got a great relationship with Vault City. I mean, I know Stephen pretty well just through chat, and Adele, who's his partner. And again, for me, Vault City, incredibly proud, that they're Scottish. I think there's so many Scottish breweries now doing such great stuff. And obviously, Vault City were up in Dundee for a while there, they're back to Edinburgh now, but again, consistently good, knocking out things every other week that you just don't see elsewhere. And the quality that they're knocking out is second to none. And I've been a huge supporter of theirs since they started. I think in 2018, I think it was their citrus sour that I had first up, and I was absolutely hooked. So Vault City for me are great. 71 again up in Dundee, deserve a mention. They do some great stuff up there. Maybe a bit more quiet than some of the other guys, but again knocking out some really, really decent beer. So yeah, we're quite spoiled. And again, we've got Danny Cullen up in Dundee, who again, Law Brewing. Danny's a relatively small outfit, but met Danny a few times, and you know, quite a few of his beers. I love his Dundee cake, it's absolutely fantastic. And Danny's got a few others out as well that are really worth kind of hunting down and trying. And again with Danny, you're not going to get anything that's extreme or completely bizarre, but he's just knocking out really solid beers.
What's the name of that brewery again, please?
It's Law Brewing.
Okay, definitely check that out, viewers, and obviously agree with you in everything you've said. Now, I'm not going to push you here for a wee exclusive or anything here, Greg. Okay, but anything coming up in the future for the Beer Bucks and the Beer Club?
We can exclusively reveal, Billy, that I'm going to be doing my first collaboration beer. At the moment, I'm not at liberty to say who that's going to be with.
Yep.
However, I've been in contact with the brewery, and the pair of us are really keen to get someone off the ground. So hopefully have a wee blether with you the day and you know, get some of your ideas and some of the other lads, so we can maybe have a wee chat and see what kind of thing we're going to brew. But yeah, it's exciting times. It's exciting times, and hopefully I'm going to have another Beer Bucks birthday bash this year. And I've got a few ideas where I would like to hold that as well. So I'm going to be contacting the brewery over the next couple of days as well, and seeing if I can get them to agree to get the birthday bash on the go.
Superb. Well, it's exciting times ahead for you, Greg. Onwards and upward in 2022.
Yep.
Before we finish this up, I have to say it's been an absolute pleasure listening to you.
Thank you.
We'll link to to Greg so you can all go and join the community, get yourself involved. All that remains to be said, Greg, is let's get pushed. Yay! With Richard, who's, hope you don't mind me describing, as one of Greg's beer burpers.
Yep.
That be right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a knowledgeable man, I would say. Wraith Rovers fan as well.
Wraith Rovers fan.
Supports his local to a team. But what's your beer of the day been?
Beer of the day, simple things. Burnt IPA.
Yeah.
Good kind of mix of kind of old style with a bit of the new in there.
Yeah.
Very much enjoyed it. Bit of hoppiness in there.
Yeah.
So good flavour. So
that's a cracker. And can I just say, if you're watching this, Phil, I've not paid him to say this. He actually said that of his own accord. Out of the two casks you had today, I think you had the Cromarty Whiteout and the
Speckled Hen.
The Speckled Hen. So what was your favourite out of those two?
I like them both. I'm tempted to say Speckled Hen because it just kind of drew me back to kind of venturing out from Tennants, really.
Yeah.
One of the first beers I had that wasn't the Tennants. So yeah, enjoyed it.
It looked. I like it because it wasn't in that horrendous clear bottle.
Yes.
As we laugh about. And last question for you, Richard, is this? You've been out in Perth a few times, obviously.
We have.
What makes Perth a good place to come to and enjoy the pubs?
I would say, I would just go with Danny's, really. It's good in the sense that we've got a great wee kind of bottle shop that you can open any can, you can open any, he's got a few things on keg, you've got a big selection. Pretty decent from that point of view. Good to go.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a lot, mate.
No worries.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
So we've got Gordon and Laura here. I've had the pleasure of your company today, and you're officially, the Greg's Beer Burpers, aren't you?
Aye, yeah, definitely.
And I think Greg's Beer Burpers are top people, by the way. I really do. Okay.
It's a good community to be part of, I think.
It is indeed. So, starting with yourself, Gordon, first of all. What's your beer of the day been today?
I think it has to be the bourbon barrel aged Max Cake from the craft beer bottle shop in Perth.
On keg?
On keg. It's an incredible beer. You can't beat it, to be honest. Yeah.
Brilliant. What about yourself, Laura?
I think the Dinosaur Tea Party, the sour lemon iced tea with Neon Raptor and Fall City.
Brilliant, excellent, good choices there. I've not actually tried any of them today, man. You're making me jealous here. We had a couple of cask ales as well. So I think you had the Whiteout, would that be right? And you also had the Yarrow.
Yeah.
So out of the two of them, what would be your favourite?
I'll tell you what, for flavour, I'd probably say the Whiteout. Actually, I think the condition of the Cromarty was much better. Actually, the Yarrow was much better.
Yeah, I think the Whiteout, definitely the flavour of that was nicer. Yeah,
Good. Why should people come to Perth, and why should they come up, and just enjoy what Perth has to offer?
Well, I think there's actually like an incredible craft beer community sort of like burgeoning here, because you've got the craft beer bottle shop with Dan, who is just a wonderful person who has an incredible selection of beer in his fridges and on tap. But you've also got like CULLACH, which we're going to be going to later in the evening, and that's an incredible place as well. But you've also got like numerous options for getting like reasonable cask ale as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've lived in the Perth area for about 10 years now, and I think it's really up and coming. Like, there's really no shortage of places to go for places to have a nice wee tipple in terms of cask or craft beer.
Alright, so it's been a bit of a recurring phrase, I'm going to say, so it's been an absolute pleasure drinking these today, and I'm looking forward to get even more pushed.
Excellent, thank you very much. Yeah.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Right.
So we are still in Perth, and we're actually at a really good tap room actually, CULLACH Brewing tap room. Absolutely fantastic, and we've got another beer burper here. To call you a beer, in fact he's an absolute bit of a legend these days, particularly with his beer collection, which we'll touch on later, and it is Stuart,
or they call me Malky.
Malky, not a problem, we'll call you Malky. Alright Malky, so just first of all, what's been your beer of the day today, Malky?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've had a few beers a day. I like the Emerald Shore, but you know what, today I actually liked the Yarrow Cask. I thought it was quite good. I thought it was like fresh. I thought it just hit the spot. At the time I was wanting more, but you know what? Sometimes you just want something you can drink, and I liked that. I liked that at the time.
100%. So I was going to ask you what was your favourite cask out of the Whiteout and the Yarrow, but it's safe to say it was the Yarrow.
Yarrow, I've had it before, and do you know what? I liked it, and
it was just tannable, wasn't it? It was well tannable.
It was, and do you know what? It was just about that before you knew it. And you can't ask any more than that.
You can't. Stuart, I'm going to actually say something here in the interview is going to kind of get involved in this a wee bit. Could you not just downed that in like 2 or 3 gulps, man, and been satisfied?
I better know, because I've been deemed something else, I wasn't.
I'd also like, for the viewers, we've had a cracking day in each other's company today, and everybody's been first class. But one of the highlights of me is just learning about Perth and meeting guys that drink in Perth. Why should people come to Perth?
Well, tell you what, before about 2016, there was nothing in Perth. But you know what? There's beers open now. We're at CULLACH now. Absolutely fantastic place. And you know what? Danny's shop.
Yeah.
We were in there today. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
We had 2 cask facilities a day. Fantastic. And do you know what? We've still got Brewdog.
Which we won't be going to, viewers.
We won't go in there because we're not going to commercialise.
But no, you've summed it up nicely as well, and I think.
Do you know what? Yeah, tonight, look at that. Look at in there. Everybody in there chatting away. You can't beat it.
We can as well. Now, just for the viewers as well, it'd be rude of me not to ask you this. I understand you've got a fantastic craft beer collection. If you can maybe just name a couple that you are really that you can maybe never part with, but also just cannot wait to taste. If you could give me a couple.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I first came into collecting beers, it had to be Michaela, and aging beers. But the way Michaela clad beers and then moved on to sour beers, Phantom. Again, I've got beers in the house that are 2040. It's unbelievable. Wow. And you know what? The minute I drink them, but do you know what? In 2015, I had a beer.
Yeah.
And it was Phantom, aged with green tea.
Yeah.
This thing said 2035, but do you know what? On that night, I had to drink it.
Yeah.
It was green. It was the first Celtic game, Celtic Rangers game, 2015. We put it in the glass, and it was green. It was the most unbelievable taste that I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was. But do you know what? There is so many beers that have to get aged. You just don't have to drink them.
Yeah.
Why do you have to drink them?
Yeah.
My beer collection must be, it's minimum 300, 350 on the Danny shop. I brought one beer and it had to get aged, but it had to get blended. It was Cloudwater.
Yes.
I had to get blended with a double dry hopped. Danny had the perfect beer in the shop. We blended it on the night, and do you know what? It was one of the best combinations on the night. Do you know what? That is what craft beer is all about.
That 100% is. Listen,
It is absolutely. The friends that I've met tonight, I would not have met them if it wasn't for craft beer.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have met you
Yeah.
as a craft beer. You know what? Bring it on. The next beer is always the best beer.
100%. Listen, an absolute
Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
Top man. So we have Mrs. Burks, aka
Lucy Mason.
there she is. And can I just say, how do you put up with Greg? Dearie me. It is like, I've been in his company all day today. He's a cracking guy, but I don't know how you put up with it. But one thing that's came shining through today, Lucy, is community. And you know, meeting all these people today, and I know you must be quite proud of Greg and building his community. And I love the fact that he has done that. So, is there anything you would like to say about that, about the community he's made for himself?
I mean, he's worked dead hard over the years. I think it's about 5 years now I've suffered Greig's beer burps. And he puts his heart and soul into it, absolute heart and soul. You know, he always wants to message people back, even though like the family's dead busy, and he just likes to dedicate that time to him. Yeah. And you know, over the years it would have been, you know, every Friday night it was full pelt, but then we got to a place where it was a wee bit too much, but he still had that passion, so he scaled it back a wee bit, and that still worked because the community had already built was brilliant, and people were, you know, they understood what we were going through in terms of family life and what the commitments it made, and you know, I think they really supported Greig in doing that, making those changes. But you know what, it's not made a difference. The community's still there. They still come and meet us when we're having wee get-togethers. The chat's there all the time. The banter's there. People are dead kind as well on his side. So I think I like that side of things, you know. And there's always good banter. Yeah, he's worked dead hard at keeping the community running. So yeah.
That's all, the banter in life, it keeps you going, doesn't it, man? And it shines through. I also just want to ask you, can you just remind, tell the viewers, what have you actually been doing today?
Paddleboarding, whitewater raft, paddleboarding down from Kenmore to Grantully.
Which was
totally
what,
mental.
25 to 30-ish?
Yeah. So needless to say, I'm quite tired now.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely needing a beer. And being out with you guys has been absolutely awesome.
Well, let's go back in and get have a wee beer. I have to say, congratulations for putting up with Greig. And Greig, if you're watching this, congratulations and thank you to you and your lovely family for showing us fantastic hospitality in the city of Perth.